Hello everyone, welcome. So this week marks 5 years that I have been a registered nurse, and I want to tell you guys all about how I decided to become a nurse and just a little bit about my journey. So again, this is year 5 for me, and I'm so excited. It has been a journey, even getting here, but it has been worth it. It really has been. So I actually started out getting my bachelor's degree in sociology from Baldwin Wallace College. It was about 20 minutes away from where I lived. I knew that there was nothing good coming out of my life, and I didn't go to school. So I followed after my big sis, as I always do, decided on something that interests me. It took me a while, thought I wanted to do something in business. And I went to school for sociology because I love people, and didn't realize that was actually something that I should have, knew early on about myself, that actually I would love nursing, but I didn't even think about nursing. So I decided on sociology. So I got a bachelor's degree from one of the most expensive colleges in the world. Completed that, and then immediately after school I could not find a job. Could not find a job. I graduated and everybody was excited, but I'm thinking I'm moving back with my parents. And so that's exactly what I did. And every day I got up as if I was working a job, and I looked for a job and no one would hire me. Either I had too much of an education, or didn't fit, or no experience, even though I had a bachelor's degree. And I was a hard worker. And so what I did, I found a temp agency, and I found the best desk job that I could find. And so I wound up working for a pharmaceutical company as a label maker. I was printing labels, you all. With a bachelor's degree, with student loans up to the wazoo, I was printing labels. And I said, God, this is not going to be my end. And so I did that the best that I knew how, while still trying to find a job that would actually fit into my major, or a job that I could at least pay my student loans and allow me to live on my own. That did not happen at all. It did not happen for me. And so I said, well, I'm in a pharmaceutical company. I see people who are working in customer service, who are driving these cars and look like they're paying their bills. Let me go and transfer there. Even took me a while to transfer out of there because, again, I didn't have experience. You need experience when you are trying to go anywhere. So I didn't have experience, but by the grace of God, they hired me anyway. That was a journey in and of itself, because it took me at least a year to actually do a good job. I was responsible for international clients for a private pharmaceutical company. So I was in charge of inputting all the orders. So I did that for about 5 years. And even after that, I was only making like $1,000 every 2 weeks. That wasn't even enough to cover my student loans. Remind you, I went to a very expensive school. And I was like, again, God, this is not it. I need to do something. So I decided to go to school to get my master's. I thought about something else that would match with my master's, and nothing. So I said, you know what? I love people. Here I go again, saying I love people. I was like, I love people. Let me go to school for counseling. I tried that. I even enrolled. I think it was like Compella. I enrolled. I started taking the classes. I loved it. And at that time, I was dating one of the associate pastors for the churches that I was attending at that time. And we were dating or talking, and he wound up getting sick, which I know now was a common cold or like the flu. And I went over there and I just started making stuff for him, and cooking and cleaning up and making sure he changed his clothes because he had a fever, things of that sort. And after he got well, we were playing around and having time together because we liked each other. He was like, Leah, I think that you should go to school for nursing. Mind you, I was taking classes for my master's in counseling. And I was like, what? Nursing? And I knew his sister was a nurse. I was like, he's trying to make me like his family. I don't want to be no darn nurse. That's exactly what I said. And I was like, I don't like blood, so please don't try to make me into a nurse. And little did I know, he was actually wanting to marry me. Well, I knew we loved each other, but I didn't know he was going to propose, and he was thinking of our future, which he always does. And so I was just like, okay. Now, we about to get married. He proposes. After he said that, no months go by, he proposes, and he said, I think you should reconsider. Mind you, I was leaving my pharmaceutical job, so I was going to live with him in another state that I had no idea what was going to be there. I just knew that I wanted to be with him. And so I told myself, I said, well, I'm not going to have anything. I'm probably going to be looking for a job again. I was like, why not enroll into a CNA program? I had a younger sister who was a CNA. And I was like, I did see her studying. I see her, working and having jobs and multiple jobs. Let me go and do this. And I knew that that was the entry level. So I said to myself, I was like, if I fall in love with nursing as being a CNA, then I know I'm meant to be a nurse. So I went through the program. It was so intriguing. went through the program. It was so intriguing to me. I was interested. I was locked in. I was learning stuff about the body. And then the last 2 days were clinicals. And that's when I was like, what did I get myself into? I'm about to be wiping butts and poop and all kinds of things. I was like, what did I do? And so I get in there and I said it again. I was like, God, if this is meant for me, you're going to allow me to, basically fall in love with it. And so I get into clinicals. I'm paired with someone. I am nervous, like absolutely nervous, because I'm thinking I'm going to kill somebody. Mind you, I don't know what I was thinking, because I never knew anything about nursing. And so I get in there and I'm taking care of an older woman, and she's like, I asked her, did she need to be cleaned up? And she's like, yeah, I can get washed up or whatever. And I was like, well, can I check to see if you are soiled? And she said, no, I'm not. And I said, well, can you just please just let me just check? I was like, I just want to make sure, because I knew my instructor would follow up, or the nurse who really had the patient would follow up and make sure that they were clean. And the old woman, she didn't say it nasty, but you can tell she was an older person that, new things, and it's like, I know what I want, right? And she was like, I can tell you're going to be an excellent nurse because you follow through, you make sure things are done nice. And the way she said it in the moment, and the way she said it is as if like a firecracker was inside of me and it just burst open. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm meant to be a nurse. I had to go out of the room, get myself together, because I had never felt that type of feeling when someone actually appreciates you for doing a job or actually caring, and you being empathetic, and how it's reciprocated and you feel that feeling. And I was like, I think this is passion. I think this is purpose. And so from that moment on, I was like, that's it. I'm going to be a nurse. So expedite passing nursing school, so many obstacles there, and actually finishing nursing school. It was just a surreal experience to say that I actually had a career where I no longer had to go to a temp agency or fill out applications. Even before I actually finished and sat down for the NCLEX and passed, I received job offers, knowing that I wasn't going to live in that state. And I said, wow, this was meant for me. Not only that, the fact that I had received jobs, but the fact that I actually have a career that I don't only love, but aligns with me and my purpose. And I get to love on people and take care of people in some of the most vulnerable moments in their lives. And so I love this career. I have had so many highs. I've had a few lows, but the highs outweigh the lows, and it has been the best experience. So I'm so honored to be a nurse and a part of this caring, compassionate field, and I love it.